It's Georgie Boy. Hey YouTube, is Georgie Boy now with the part 2 of me finally owning the Slims. And by the Slims, I mean the PlayStation 1 and 2 Slims. I always had the original, like this one, I have the original PS2. And yeah, I decided to just go on eBay, check the prices. And prices are pretty decent. I saw some 60 to 100, some 200, some crazy limited editions going for 1,000. But I ended up picking up one that was for 60 after, doing offers and all that. And it was a nice silver slim, which was excited. And that's where this video is different from part one for the fact that I had to open it before I did the review on the camera. Because, oh, and the other thing the other thing is that this isn't the silver model that I purchased. So what happened is I did the $60 offer. I won it, shipped out. But from what it looks like, either post office messed up, lost the package, or it got stolen. So yeah, I ended up ordering another one, and here it is. This one costs a little bit extra, like another $30. Nothing crazy, and I just found out too that the one I ordered was a super slim, and this one is the slim. So I'll give more details on that and more on this pretty much. So the seller sold it with more like a modern cable connection. I'm not sure if the slims came with the HD connecting cables, but I remember like the PS2 OG, when it launched, only had the three colors RGA or RGB. The RGA, no RGB, RGB. And yeah, the seller provided this one that apparently works on PS2 and PS3. I'm not sure. I mean, according to this, it probably does, but I don't see myself using this one, but who knows? Put that to the side. Get the power cable, of course. The Slim, they had the power externally instead of internally, so that's why it was able to cut so much on the size. And they also brought a Bluetooth adapter. I guess I can use some Bluetooth controllers. I'm guessing like Xbox and stuff. I know they updated it and they allow Xbox connection, but yeah, check it out. Not sure what the USB will be for. I mean, I look more into it, I guess, but it's 8-bit, so looks like it's official stuff out here. And next is something new to me, which I'm kind of glad this whole thing happened where I lost the original purchase. I still hope someday, maybe somehow, it shows up in my doorstep. I mean, I got my refund already from eBay, which is dope. But while I was looking for this one, and why the reason I even decided to just buy this one is because they brought this, which allegedly allows you to run. I mean, even by here it says PS1 also, but allows you to run on your PS2 games directly installed here via a micro SD card. I'll do more research on this. This also has a USB port here. I'm not sure, and it has some buttons. I don't know, it might be in a Bluetooth thing. I'm guessing, but yeah, that's pretty fascinating to be honest. I did not think that was a possibility. I know you can run, you know, digital games on your system. I mean, off the PS2. I mean, but I always thought it was just the fat model, the original OG model. So, well, we'll talk about those things right now. But let me put them here. This is the first time I'm able to physically compare them, and this is pretty amazing right here. This is pretty nice. No, this is old tech here, but I don't care. Look at this. Oh my god, like right there. Look at that. Already big difference. Let's put them here now. Stack them up. Stack them up. I'll make sure I put this. Switch to also switch this. But also, yeah, it allows you like the OG to twist the emblem, which is cool. Which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, issue here too. I noticed. Looks like the flap here is kind of messed up. I'm not sure if it's somehow the thing broke or it just came out of the socket that makes it rotate. I guess, yeah, rotate, open and close. But other than that, it looks pretty good. They say it's working. I mean, some minor scuffs. I'll give it a clean, of course, but yeah, look at this. My goodness. Sorry for the camera angle. I'm trying to keep this as not crazy YouTube professional out here, but still, chill YouTube experience. You see here too, you can you can see him in the camera. It's all the same. Nothing really changed. DTS, DVD video, DVD ROM. Yeah, digital ROM, compact disc. Yeah, so yeah, the Super Slim apparently they don't the Super Slim doesn't have this strip right here. I'm not sure if this all moves up. You know what I mean? But apparently they use a different laser reader, and somehow that one is more prone to getting damaged. Apparently, like the disc, it can damage the disc and the ribbon of the laser somehow. Somehow it touches. I'm not sure. I'll do more research on that. I haven't heard any issues with this one. I only seen it apparently on the Super Slim according to Reddit. Um, and yeah, other than that, and also the Super Slim apparently the memory bandwidth is slower. So if you try to do the digital, with this adapter, if you try to run games digital, because of the slower bandwidth on the Super Slim, it's not gonna run as smooth, especially trying to load cutscenes. Apparently, I mean, all of this is all from what I've read online. I don't know if it's true or not. I hope it is, just so people know, and I'm not out here giving it misinformation. But anyway, but yeah, that's pretty much the Super Slim difference in terms of performance. Other than that, it's the same, I guess. They just somehow made it, more compact. They made it more cheap with the parts. Maybe that's why the issue happened with the disc ribbon thing. Maybe they went too cheap or something. But But yeah, it's pretty fascinating. I'm pretty excited to see what games I can run on this digital and my physical games, of course. Apparently, the person had some digital games already purchased and installed. We'll see how what games are those and how they run. But yeah, I always thought that was the only PS2 OG fat model that could do that, just for the fact that this actually had, well, the first model, first generation had the hard drive space for it. I always was always confused on what the hell this even was as a kid. But like, it is what it is. Maybe it's some extra content. Maybe it makes the games. Somehow you can attach something with more power. I had no effing clue what the hell this was, but yeah, I found out later, of course, once I got more into computers and stuff, and looked back at the PS2 after already somewhat moving on to next gen and totally forgetting about this whole thing over here, is that people were just, I mean, technically it was for games like Final Fantasy 11, right? The data and stuff, but you needed a bigger storage or whatnot, I guess, to make the game a little faster, probably. But yeah, you can put a hard drive right here, connect via the I guess adapter. It has to be some adapter. I think the same. Yeah. So yeah, it's the Ethernet adapter that connects here too, right? Which I could never find. One day I'll probably order from eBay and just put it just to experience that. Connect it to the web. See how PS2 is. I mean, technically I can do it on this one because it's built in, right? Let me double check. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, it's built in. I believe that before Xbox, huh? And wait, no, actually no, the Xbox One had it. I think the OG Xbox, not Xbox One. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I remember the adapter thing that will go here. So I guess yeah. Well, one thing will connect to the hard drive, and then here will connect to the PlayStation, allowing the HDD hard drive disk and the Ethernet connection, online connection to all happen there. But yeah, that's how I thought was the only way to run PS2 games digitally, was doing the workaround people do. Have the buy the adapter, get a hard drive, and then buy a memory card that somehow trick the system to read it off the hard drive. So I knew about that, but I did not know we were gonna be able to run games straight off memory card. Well, not directly straight off, of course, is the memory, the micro SD slot here, of course, but just I didn't think it'll be fast enough to somehow run it. At least hard drive disk, I know it's possible to run it up a hard drive because, of course, I played PC games like all of us. Now, even back in the day, I know a lot of people now they're on solid states or whatever else is new. The smaller that's solid states, I forgot what it's called. I actually have one. I forgot. I guess like little sticks. The one the PS3s have. Well, PS3. Jesus Christ. The PS5. The one the PS5 has that you can switch out. What is it? The M2, something like that. But yes, I'll with the magic of editing, I'll teleport y'all to the CRT setup, and we'll get to test it out the same way we did on the first PlayStation 1 video. Look at it from the back. Yeah, so nice. Crazy to think. Actually, well, I'm pretty sure this has a fan. Probably the fan is this way instead of exhaling out. I'm pretty sure there has to be why. Yeah, there has to be a fan somewhere here. I was gonna say it's crazy to to think this thing runs without a fan, but I don't think this gonna be ever be possible in any generation ever. I mean, who knows? I mean, like now, you know what I mean? Like PS1 era, that didn't have fans. That was more like just natural cooling, or it just didn't get that hot because the graphical power wasn't that crazy. But yeah, anyway, yeah, we're gonna the power of editing. We're gonna teleport to the CRT TV and see what this beautiful and new to me PlayStation 2 Slim can do. Hey, yeah, here we go. And with the power of editing, here we are. We're nice and set up. The PS2 Slim was built for this TV. Look at this. So sleek looking. Compared to the PS2, if you look back at my shorts and my other videos, this thing just was so out of proportion with the TV. I set it on top. I like the display on the videos, but yeah, it just didn't look as good. But let's see. So far, the red light, the standby light's on my OG console, the fat console. I will always turn off the back switch that will kill the power. Even though it's on standby, it's fine leaving it like this. It's pretty much a semi-sleep mode, I guess. In a sense, technically, it's just standby, but I don't know. I always turned it off from the back. I always thought it was on just because of the red light. I'm like, it's on. Might as well kill it from the back. But yeah, this version doesn't have that, so technically it's always gonna have a red light. That's fine. One thing I'm curious about is like, I wonder if I press the eject button. I mean, I'll lift the thing. Not really an eject button. It's more like a cover lift at this point. But I wonder if I'll turn on the console because that's how I used to sometimes do with the OG PS2. I will click on the eject button to, turn on the system and make sure, get that disk ready open so I can swap it out, put a new one in. Efficiency, efficiency. But let's see, I'm curious. I don't think it's gonna work, but let's see. No, it doesn't, okay? Because it's just a simple eject button. It's nothing crazy. I guess probably another way to avoid cost, I guess, I mean, cheapen the cost of production, of course. But apparently, so as I did the transition of unboxing to setting it up here, I was searching a little bit and I found out that the Super Slim is the one that fixed the issue with the ribbon. Apparently, this version sometimes the disc will hit it, so it will rub on the rubber part, mostly affecting the disc, like scratching it up. But the Super Slim fixed that issue. Apparently, people right now are 3D printing like a cover for that ribbon that kind of put away from hitting the disc or just push it down in a sense. I think some people just found other ways by like tape or some form. So there's cheap ways of fixing it, but yeah, I mean it was fixed with the Super Slim. I'll look more at details on the Super Slim once I eventually get one. For sure, I need to get one. I for sure need a silver console. That silver PS2 I need it. It just looks so good in silver. But the other thing too I know about the Super Slim is the Super Slim apparently had the power supply back in the system, which is crazy to think that somehow they put a, I thought the Slim was one of the big things they did was by making the power external. It that was a big, bulk of the console of the shell. But to know that the Super Slim somehow, I guess, just fit a compact, a smaller size power unit inside this thing is freaking crazy. I mean, technology just is pretty crazy how fast we move. But yeah, let's see. Let's stop chatting about. Let's see. Oh, it goes straight into the memory card booter. Intriguing. Because I connected the memory card thing that came with it. Also, check it out. I got the bouncer here, and that's so far I'm not seeing it here, which is dope. But I am seeing Burnout 2. That's great. I was wanting to play Burnout 2. I was always curious after Burnout 3 being my first Burnout. But anyway, yeah, I bought the bouncer. I wanted to revisit this game. I rented this game back in with Blockbuster days for a weekend. Never finished it, of course. It was too much. The game I found it pretty difficult, to be honest. Not much of a 3D brawler person, or beat 'em up in general. So yeah, at that time, I was kind of finding it pretty difficult, but I was hooked. I was really hooked on that game, and I decided to buy it. Do a video on that. But yeah, let's see what we got here. So Dark Alliance 2, Batman Begins. I think I heard that game was pretty decent for a movie tie-in. Beyond Good and Evil, I played on the Xbox. Got the 200 gamer score for it. Black is fantastic. Got a physical. Bully, I got on Xbox. No, I think I got it on PS4, PS5, digital. Get myself those trophies. Burnout 2, of course. Burnout 3, a classic. Crazy Taxi. I was never really the biggest Crazy Taxi person, but in the arcades for sure I'll play it. Devil May Cry 1 and 2 and 3 looks like it's not the greatest hits edition, which is the enhanced one, but um yeah, I played those on the PS3 and the HD. Piglets game, that's funny. Ratatouille, Drakan. I've heard of this one. I think I've heard of the sequel mostly. Oh wow, this one. Oh yeah, I think it was this one. I think they're related. I'm not sure. Drakan, probably not. Into the Matrix was great. I remember my friend lent me this. It was fantastic. God of War 1 and 2 I played late PS3 era with the HD collection. Gran Turismo 4 I never played. I always noticed it was on sale a lot. But I was a Gran Turismo 3 person, but I got burnt out that I skipped 4. Half-Life 1 on the PS2 is fantastic. The additional co-op mode is so good. Jack and Daxter I have, of course, great. Jak 2 never played, but I did play Jak 3. They don't have it here. I skipped 2 for whatever reason. I just went straight to 2, which is crazy. It's kind of the same thing I did with Ratchet and Clank. Played the first one, skipped the second one, jumped on the third. But eventually I did play the second one of Ratchet and Clank. I have not of Jak and Daxter. So well, technically, I have it on PS3, PS4, so I'll be playing it on that. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, great games. Eventually owned them, but PS3, I borrowed it at the time when back from school, my school friends back in the day. Tomb Raider Anniversary. I think also I have on PS3, PS4 to get those trophies. Lego Batman, I think I have on Xbox 360 for the achievements. Metal Gear, I got the HD collection. Oh my god, Most Wanted, the Black Edition, nice. Also, I own it too, but good to know I have it here. Undercover, could have been a better game, but I do plan on revisiting it. Time Splitters 1, never played. This one only played the third one, but I do have it on PS3, PS4 for those trophies. Twisted Metal Black, fantastic. Love this game. Actually, I need to own this physically. Back in the day, it was a Blockbuster rental. Did a good chunk of it. It wasn't too long of a game. Also found it pretty difficult. That last boss was a pain in the ass. But I had to use cheat codes just to get that Blockbuster rental, get all my worth. We only had a weekend, just bum rush these games. And this I own physically, well, not physically, I digital on PS4. So I do own it, but I do want to get that physical. That box art is fantastic. And yeah, pretty much that's all they got in here. I guess it's some form of me being able to download some games and installing them, but that's a project for another day. So let me just reset it. I think you gotta hold it to turn it off. Yeah, okay, just like the OG. So what I do is just gonna disconnect this. Hold on, let me use both hands because this is a lighter system. Oh my god, sorry for moving the camera. My god, my bad, my bad. And yeah, so I kind of flattened this, as you can see. I don't know if you can see with the camera, but the flap kind of got messed up one end. I don't think I can fix it without fully taking out the shelf. I don't want to do that, so I kind of like somehow pushed it back there where it just stays flat, which is pretty cute, pretty cool. I want to see how it boots straight up. Allegedly, this isn't hacked. Okay, so yeah, it boots regularly. That is pretty impressive technology that it just knows to boot up straight out of this thing. That's intriguing. On the PS2 Slim, one of the first thing I noticed, maybe because there's an issue with the system itself. I see. Nothing does matter. I always put this on fast. Texture map. I never knew what texture map, but this usually spins. I don't know why. Maybe this is. You see, look, it's like stuck there. I wonder because there's no like, there's nothing, connected. No memory card, no disk. But let's see. Let's lift this up. One thing I noticed is I don't see the ribbon. Oh no, I think it pushed back. Okay, you can't see it from here, but it looks like it pushed back, like the laser, I guess, because it goes like that, of course, to read it. No, yeah, you could never notice that on the PS2, because I think the PS1 was pretty stagnant. I've never noticed that. So I'm like, what happened to the ribbon? Because the thing went back, so you don't see the ribbon. The whole ribbon thing is to like, go back and forth. I guess with that whole back and forth, the ribbon lifts up and hits the disc. But let's see how good it is at reading. Also, let's see how good this disc is. Like I bought it, I haven't even launched it to see how it goes. But let's see. The person said that the drive seems to have an issue reading disc. Like, it takes a while to read it. And I think that's just a common PS2 thing. It's a common, you know, older console issue. As consoles get older, tech gets a little bit, worn out. Everything has its age. But my PS2 OG, the fat one, had an issue. This one says cannot be read. Intriguing. Let me try. Hold on. Let me clean it with a nice cloth. If not, I need to try. Like one thing I might have to do is find a digital version of this game. I feel like for sure there has to be one. And as I'm looking this, it looks like they use those like those GameStop style disc cleaners where it's just the way it's marked. It looks like just some polish was used in some form. Like you can see a pattern, but it doesn't look like an issue with the like scratch or anything. It just looks like a cleaning pattern. Let's see how it does. If anything, I'm gonna try. I'll use yeah, I might have left it on the. Actually, no. I might have left a disc on my OG PS2. I was gonna use that to test, but what I'm gonna do is pick up a copy of SmackDown. So I know that one worked. So it looks like this disc has an issue. So I probably looks like I got a faulty disc out here, wasted money, but I think I'll be able to run it. I don't know. Part of me thinks it's also the laser not being as strong or not a good laser. Yeah, you hear that, right? Yeah, tape wouldn't work on that. I wonder how they do that with the 3D printing. Because that thing has to go back and forth. You can't really put a cover on that. That's intriguing. Interesting. Yeah, so it's the drive has an issue. Yeah. So one thing I can do is fix it and go to order a laser disc. I mean, yeah, laser, a disc laser, and swap it out. Or I can just stick to digital on this one. Maybe the super slim. I'll find one with a good working drive that confirmed. But it's good to know that so far it's not the issue of the disc of the bounce fit CD. It's just the drive right now acting up. But yeah, well, you'll see this console in future videos. Probably running digital, or maybe I fix it. Who knows? But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at there. If there's any updates, maybe I'll do a part two of PS2 Slim journey, or maybe I fix the laser, or I'll dive deep into the whole digital thing, the whole world of this thing right here. Maybe because this person got a pre-installed micro SD, didn't say the size on it, which is strange. But I do have a 1 terabyte, and I can probably go pretty crazy with a whole bunch of games on that one. But yeah, so far, let me back it out, see if that thing spins out. That's super interesting that it doesn't. Let me see. I'm curious if I put this memory card. This is a PS1 memory card though. Yeah, it just doesn't spin no more. I wonder if it's a setting. Okay, but it reads. Okay, it reads a memory card. So yeah, yeah, it's just stuck there. That's so weird. Yeah, 2000. Digital out component. Yeah, usually that spins, bro. That's so. I'll do some research. I'll find out why it doesn't spin. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna leave it at there. Thank you for watching, and peace out.